Hi everyone, I'm Cici, and this is Jay-Z. We are both from Houston, and tonight we will play Cafe 1930 by Piazzolla. This piece is from his tour du Tango, which tells the story of tango music over time. Cafe 1990 shows a softer, more emotional side of tango with some classical music influence. It's calm, a bit nostalgic, and very beautiful. We hope you enjoy.
Kevin. I teach bass. And the reason I'm here is we had a conversation at lunchtime.
Lunchtime today.
He said, do you know any bass pieces? I have every bass part. And I said, well, maybe we know some Kuzovitsky. And here we are.
This is how we're rolling at this point. Let's go.
Kuzovitsky wrote several short, parlor pieces. This one's called Valse Miniature. If it makes you think of La Valse, it's not my fault. Thank you.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
My name is Keith Bean. I'm from Houston, Texas, and today I'm going to be doing a cover of Beyonce's Before I Let Go from her Homecoming album, originally by Frankie Beverly.
Guess what? We got community members here to participate for us. Woo! It's like they read my mind. Eventually, this should. I hope that this will really become open mic night, where we actually bring community members and our festival members to just do this. So, I'm so excited. I can't contain myself. I'm gonna let them talk. I will shut up.
Hello everyone. We heard open mic, so we showed up. These performances have been wonderful so far. So get ready for a little rough around the edges.
Disappointment.
I'm Nathan Jackson.
I'm Liam Pass.
And this is Anything by Adrian Lindsay.
But I live in Ohio right now for school. I'm very happy to be here in Arkansas.
Hi, my name is Elena. I'm from Richmond, Virginia originally, but I now live in Las Vegas and play in Las Vegas. The piece we are performing for you tonight is by a Jewish composer named Erwin Schulhoff. Early on, he was actually encouraged to pursue a career in music by Dvorak. But he ended up having a rather short and somewhat unsuccessful career during his lifetime. His music is not performed very often, if at all. In the 1930s, he actually started to get in trouble for weaving in his political ideas into his music. And so he was actually blacklisted by the Nazi regime in the 1930s. This is the second movement from his duo for violin and cello. It is titled Zingareska, which means in a gypsy style. I was not full listener. I didn't keep you waiting.
This is why I played my
Matthew Balmer, and I play the double bass. I'm from Houston, Texas.
Hi, I'm Josh Jung. I play the oboe, and I'm from Dallas, Texas.
I'm Daniel Rocha. I play the violin. I'm from San Antonio, Texas.
I'm Samuel Glenn. I play the cello. I'm from Birmingham, Alabama.
All
right, so tonight we're going to be singing. So this is an old song. How many of you know My Wild Irish Rose? Yeah, a few people. Okay. It was a very popular song about 100 years ago. Okay, tonight we're going to be singing Barbershop Quartet arrangement of it.
Irish rose, the sweetest flower that grows. You may search everywhere, but none can compare with my wild Irish rose. My wild Irish rose, the dearest flower that grows. And someday for my sake, she may let me take the bloom from my wild Irish rose. My rose, the bloom from my wild Irish rose.
We have another guest artist from the community. I don't know, Richard. Yeah, we met like a couple minutes ago. Come on to the stage and we are here to hear this.
Don't be nervous, you're all sober, because I usually play in churches and bars, and we usually have about more people in the church than in the bars, but okay. Well, hopefully this thing's in tune, because I'm going to do you a Willie Nelson song. All right. It's not a woman's song, it's Willie's, And Willie is a great songwriter, he's a terrible voice, so we got something in common. Oh, I'm crazy for feeling so lonely. Oh, I'm crazy for feeling so blue. Oh, I do. Love me as long as you want to. Or then someday you leave me for somebody new. Oh, worry, why do I let myself worry? Oh, wondering what in the world I do. Oh, I'm crazy thinking that my love could hold you. Well, I'm crazy for trying, I'm crazy for crying, and I'm crazy for loving you. So what I saw this kid do was you just take it up here so you don't have to play in C sharp. And then you go, oh, crazy. Crazy for feeling. Well, I'm crazy for crying, I'm crazy for trying, and I'm crazy for loving you.
There you go.
Hi, my name's Caden, and this is the Horn Octet. We're going to be playing an arrangement of the Pirates of the Caribbean Horn
Oh, I got the tuner. 113. It's mine. Did someone lose a tuner in room 113? Save it for later.
All right.
I'm James. I'm from Naples, Florida, but I'm going to school in Fort Worth, Texas.
I'm Xavier. I'm from Oklahoma City, but I go to Iowa.
I'm Matthew Baumer, again, and I'm going to the University of Houston.
I'm Claire, I'm from Memphis, and I'm going to Belmont University.
Wow, so I'm Kevin. I was born in Memphis. I live in Naples. And I don't go to university. So the piece we're going to do is called The Shadow of Your Smile. It was arranged by an Italian bassist, Franco Petracchi, who was really a classical virtuoso, but he wrote this as a quartet. We were like, there are 5 of you. I wrote the 5th bass part because it needed I wanted to put a groove to it. So it's a bossa nova, so it's co-arranged, although Franco doesn't know that. And you remember some of the notes that I was doing up here? They're going to do it now. So all the nosebleed notes, they're going to show you how it's done. Ready? Whenever you are.
We're going to start by introducing ourselves. My name is Anna. I'm originally from Belarus, but I live in Louisiana.
I'm Abby. I'm from Naples, Florida, and I go to Florida Gulf Coast University.
Keith Bean from Houston, Texas. I go to UTSA in San Antonio.
I'm Shania. I'm from Melbourne, Florida, and I go to the University of North Texas.
I'm Andreas. I'm from Los Lunas, New Mexico, and I study at the University of Kansas City.
I'm James. I'm up here again.
I'm Bridget. I live in Michigan, and I go to Grand Valley State University.
I'm Dylan. I'm from Leonardhurst, Long Island, New York, and I go to Queen's School of Music upstate.
I'm Tito. I'm from Houston. I'm from Rice University.
So the piece we're going to play for you tonight is Merry Go Round from a fantasy film, Howl's Moving Castle. And at first, when I was trying to find a group who would agree to play it, I was hoping to find at least 5 people and maybe a pianist, but I've been asking them and they were so excited to perform it. So we put it together last night and we're really excited to perform it for y'all.